I'll let you get a drink of water first. Digging the fight week stash.
Yeah, I needed something a little different for this fight.
I appreciate it. Well, before we get into this fight week, the UFC just put on probably the biggest event that they've ever done. Did you get a chance to watch the UFC Freedom 250 card, and what were your thoughts on what you saw?
Yeah, I did watch it. I've been watching every fight card for the past probably year. But yeah, I thought it was a great event. I thought the production was great. The background. At first when they first brought it up, it's a lot of questions because it's outside and stuff like that. But I thought it was an amazing event, amazing fights too. Everything lived up to, I think, higher than their expectation.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, regardless of the location, the production, it's all on fighters like yourself to actually bring the fights. And it seemed like everybody brought the fights, that everybody wanted to kind of see some pretty impressive fights and some new belt holders at the end. What'd you think of Gaethje's performance there in that fight against Topuria?
Yeah, Gaethje looked great. I actually, during this camp, I went 2 weeks out there to Colorado. I was training with Corey Sandhagen, so I kind of got to talk to him and stuff like that. But he looked amazing. He stuck to his game plan, and yeah, he showed the world. I feel like everyone kind of conned him out, but yeah, he showed the world why he's one of the best.
And you mentioned the outdoor things. I know everybody was worried about the rain, and then there was going to be bugs and everything like that. Have you ever fought outside? And what are your thoughts if they ever came to you and said, hey, we got another idea, we want to fight outside? What would your thoughts be?
Yeah, as an amateur, I fought outside once. It was a cool experience. I thought it was pretty cool just because it was so different. It was like inside, it was like an outdoor bar and stuff like that. But yeah, it was cool. It was definitely different. That was only my second amateur fight too, so it wasn't that much big of a difference because I wasn't used to the arenas yet. But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
It's always interesting, seeing the big fights now and then going back and somebody having the amateur fights in the bars. It's got to be surreal when you think about where you fight now in big arenas and then going back to, like you said, at these bars. Do you ever have those moments where you just think back to how your career's progressed and kind of just reminisce on those things?
Yeah, all the time, because I like to watch fights a lot, even like amateur or the pros coming up. So sometimes when I go back home to Wisconsin and they put on the events there, it's so surreal seeing. It just feels crazy still. Like sometimes it still feels like a dream, because at the end of the day, I'm so grateful to be here. But yeah, it's amazing to see.
Do they serve cheese curds at your matches back there in Wisconsin? Because I know cheese curds are big. Did they serve those things there?
No cheese curds. Mainly just a lot of beer.
Just beer. It's too bad. All right, let's get your thoughts on this. Talk about this week. How was camp? How's your preparation? How's the body feeling coming into this week?
Yeah, camp is great. I've been living here. I've been living in Las Vegas for the past 6 months. I moved out here, so it was definitely different, kind of adjusting to it. But yeah, mentally and physically, I feel great. I feel the best that I've ever felt. So I'm very excited to perform on Saturday.
And then you get the name Hyder Amil. What were your thoughts when you were given that name, and where's he dangerous, and what sort of stuff are you expecting from him this week?
Yeah, I've seen Hyder fight a couple times. I was a fan of his style. He's very dangerous, very aggressive. And I think it's a fight that fans are going to want to tune in and watch. And it's kind of cool they put us back on the main card. I think we're both coming off 2 losses, so that's definitely more motivating for both of us because we both want to get back in the win column. And yeah, he's very dangerous, very durable, very tough. So I got nothing but respect for him. But yeah, I think he does the best when he's clashing in those small little bar fights. He's very, very dangerous there, and that's something I got to look out for.
And you mentioned the 2 losses. I was going to bring that up. Both of you coming in with the 2 losses. A lot of times fighters, that's either motivation, it's either pressure. Some people feel like their jobs might be on the line. Some people don't even pay attention to it. They're like, that's the past. This is now. Does it give you any extra pressure? Is it just motivation? Is it just about trying to get back in the win column? Or do you feel any extra pressure, or are you putting any extra pressure on yourself to get that win?
I mean, there's always pressure.
Yeah.
I feel like there's always pressure because at the end of the day, it's like this is an opportunity. So it's like it doesn't. I feel like there's always pressure, but it definitely did make me change a lot about my life, a lot of my training, a lot of the way I live life. So it was definitely very motivating.
When you say, if you don't mind me asking, is just talk about the way that you approach the training camps, or is it things you're eating? When you say some of the changes you had to do, or is there anything you want to kind of cue us into, like what sort of things you had to change?
Yeah, well, the first thing first, I moved to Las Vegas after my coach passed away. He passed away in October, And after that, it was kind of just adjusting to being away from family, away from my partner, away from everyone I was very comfortable with, very close with. So moving to Las Vegas definitely helped me prepare more. I have more sacrifices now. I'm hungrier than ever. I wake up every day, and it's like a chip on my shoulder. And I'm here alone, you know? It's like I have a good amount of friends here, but friends that I've made throughout the gym. So it's basically every day here, all I do is train, rest, train, and yeah, that's my life here.
Condolences on the loss of your coach. I wasn't aware that was part of the reason why you chose here. But when you were looking at locations, was it the PI? Was it the gyms that are here? What sort of things made Vegas on the top of your list of areas that you wanted to relocate?
Yeah, definitely the PI. The PI has so many resources, but my manager, Anthony Pettis, he's been living here for a good amount of time, and besides the manager side, like put that away, he's like a big brother to me, and like hearing his advice, you know, a former champion in this organization, it's like he means well, you know. It's like he's looking out for me. So I took his advice. I moved here, and yeah, I've been loving every second of it so far.
That's awesome. Last one for me. Your keys to the victory. What needs to happen to make sure that you get your arm raised on Saturday?
Yeah, I need to be myself, being smart, and just being so well-rounded. I'm so well-rounded, sometimes I forget about how good I am, and once I start mixing things up, and yeah, I just got to be myself.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Christian, real quick, I mean, at one point people knew you as the guy that put the prospects away, you know, and now you're in this spot, you know, what many people may say, you know, back against the wall type of spot. So how hard has that been for you?
I think me being I do best when there's a lot of pressure on me. Like, I do best when I'm the underdog. I do best in life because the way I grew up, I wasn't used to, like, always being the favorite. I was always kind of out in high school and stuff like that, so I'm used to it. And I think that's when I do the best. Not because I'm here to prove people wrong, but I'm just here to prove, like, myself that I can do things. But, yeah, I'm excited for Saturday.
Hi, Christian. Wanted to talk a little bit more about the loss of your coach, just a touch. Now, did you train solely here in Las Vegas since you had moved here, or did any of your training take place back in Wisconsin at Rufus Sport?
Yeah, mainly all my training was here in Las Vegas. I went home for like a weekend, like a couple months ago. But that was pretty much it. And then I trained last month for 2 weeks in Colorado, in Denver. But I think like 80%, 85% was all my training here at Extreme Couture.
Okay. Condolences, obviously, on the loss. I know that the legendary Duke Rufus was a trainer, a mentor, someone that had a great meaning and effect in your life. Can you talk about it? It's pretty deep, if you can, if you're open to talking about the experience of going through this training camp in his absence, without him there, sadly.
Yeah, it's definitely been challenging. Something I wasn't used to, you know. I've been with Duke Rufus for 14 years. And for me to do a camp somewhere else, it was like very different. But Duke was one of those people that just wanted the best for you. It's like no matter what you do in life, like no matter if you're working a normal job or something else, like you have to be the best at it. It's like, so hearing all his advice that he's told me before, and he's a man that used to live off quotes. Like every day he would just tell a quote, and just like a random philosophical quote. So hearing those quotes in my mind, it's like, it reminds me like to keep pushing. And knowing Duke, it's like the way he was as a person, he wants you to push yourself to be the best. It's like he would be very upset at me if I just came here and wasted my time and like got very, very down and just, you know, stopped training, stopped fighting. And yeah, the way I live my life now, it's what Duke would want me to do. And like, he wants me to be the best fighter. He was always calling me a champion ever before I got signed. So I want to carry his legacy throughout like that.
I love it. That's perfect. And I was going to ask, are there ways, obviously you had mentioned the inspirational quotes or philosophical quotes, but are there any other ways in which you carry his memory with you through training camp actively? Are things that you do in his memory, or just in ways that you think about him or bring him along with you in this?
Yeah, I feel his presence a lot. Every time I work out, I feel his presence with me, and he wants me He wants me to be the best in the room. It's like take training super serious. That's what he used to always live off of. It's like he would always say there's like 20 teams in the NFL. Why is this specific team the champion? You know, it's like the way what we do in training every day matters. The way we live our life, everything matters. So ever since I moved to Las Vegas, I feel like my life kind of switched. All I do is train, rest, and train, and I have no distractions here.
Lastly, just wanted to get your perspective on your career in the UFC so far. This is your 10th UFC fight. You're only 28 years old, so 10 fights is enough to say that you're a veteran, but you're still young enough to have a young perspective. So I'd like to get your perspective on the highs and lows inside the cage. You had a 4-fight win streak, obviously giving Rosas his only loss in the octagon, and but struggled a bit as of late with the results. But can you talk about the overall experience with the highs and the lows?
Yeah, these highs and lows are crazy. I think that's something that I realized. They're definitely very interesting, but I feel like in this sport, you can't get the highs get too high and the lows get too low. But I don't think I was mature enough yet. My younger self, I don't think I was mature enough to really get a real good streak going. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I was mature enough yet. I feel like now I finally feel like an adult. I finally live life very calm, and all my focus is on training. You know, those sacrifices that I have, it's like I want to give my family everything that they've never asked for. You know, it's like without my family, I wouldn't be here. So I've definitely matured a lot, and I feel like I'm very grateful for these losses, because if I've never lost, I would have never grown.
Thank you so much. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Fight Week. How you feeling?
Yo, yeah, I feel good. Feel good.
Everything been good? Travel out here went well? Everything solid?
Yeah. Got in on Sunday, so yeah, it's been pretty well.
Yeah. Coming off a crazy week for the UFC, right? White House.
Yeah,
fights.
yeah.
What'd you
It's kind of nice just flying under the radar a little bit. So, not having too much going on. It's quite nice. So we'll just wait till the fight and start the fireworks again.
What'd you make of the White House card?
Oh man, it was probably like one of the best sporting events I've ever watched. Like from top to bottom, it was just banging to see. I think Gaethje, being the American, underdog, 6-1 underdog, and just showing up like that against someone that everyone thought was undefeatable. I mean, I picked against him as well in that fight, and he came through and just sort of, it was just legendary stuff, man. It's like a movie, So, it was a crazy sporting event, and I just watched it from my hotel room. So, yeah.
Was that the one that mostly stood out to you? Or was there someone else from the card that raised an eyebrow for you?
Yeah, man. I thought Alex Pereira was going to be a better fight. I thought that was going to be like his one to capture the 3 titles. He really could have done something no one can actually ever do, I don't think. And I was a bit ungutted for about that, but I'd say that was probably the other one that I was really looking forward to.
Did you get to talk to Carlos at all from his experience?
No, I haven't talked to Carlos, but I'll probably talk to him when he gets back, for sure.
Awesome. Now shifting gears to your fight, right? Ion Cutelaba, the booking for this weekend. What was your reaction to when his name was brought to the table?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think we were supposed to fight earlier in the year, and then something happened the way it all scheduled up. So I saw he fought at the Apex 2 weeks prior to my fight, and he got a quick finish. So in my head, I was already thinking ahead, like, okay, I know who I'm going to fight next, and I know he's going to say yes because he just come out of that fight with no damage. And so I was just thinking smart, because now I've lined up my next payday. I'm not afraid to call my shot, and so I know after a big win like the one I had, he would take it. And he replied straight away. The contract got sent through straight away, and that's just how it's done, man. Like, it's all respect. You can call out someone else. I just want to fight, so that's how it is.
What'd you make of his last fight?
Yeah, man, huge upset. I actually thought Umar C was gonna, be a little bit more disciplined and get to his spots early in the fight and probably submit him. But you could see he just got reversed, and you could see his confidence went down, and just sort of got a bit desperate on that double leg, and he just jumped the guillotine, and it's just sort of shown me where to be careful. Eon's like an opportunist, like he'll take the opportunity if you present it to him. So you really got to just shut down his momentum and not let him build. I think the finish will present itself.
Yeah, and on paper, you're stepping up here against a guy who has a lot of experience inside the company. So what are you mostly looking forward to proving to the world come Saturday night?
Just that I'm the best up-and-comer in light heavyweight. No one looks like me, no one fights like me, no one moves like me or makes the decisions like I do. Like, I don't make poor decisions in the cage. You see it all the time, when you're just like, what is this guy thinking? But, I feel like I fight very smart. I'm able to match the intensity of the pacing of a fight is something that I always look at. Is this guy shooting a lot? Is this guy really trying to grapple? Is he trying to move back? Is he trying to move forward? All those things are being processed in my mind, and I'm like a robot in there or AI in there. I'm just dissecting it down, and I think I've got this guy's number, and it all doesn't matter until we get in there. Things can go horribly wrong too, so I'm prepared for that. That's why we love the sport, because things go wrong and you see upsets all the time. And so, you just got to be prepared for the worst case scenario too. So, yeah.
Speaking of preparation, I was going to ask, he's been in some chaotic fights throughout his career. So are you ready for, in case a fight turns into, one of those type of fights he's been in?
Yeah, man. I'm looking to match that intensity. I can't wait to face off with the guy. get in his face, see what he's made of. You know, sometimes I enjoy the psychology of the sport too. You know, just the little things, body language, and the way they, you know, present themselves, and that stuff fascinates me too. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the passion he brings, and I think all the fans watching, they know that this is going to be a banger. This is the banger fight of the night for sure.
Speaking of psychology and passion, we've seen him, you know, at these weigh-ins and do some crazy stuff at the face-off. So are you ready for anything like that?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, man. I'm hoping he brings it. You know, I'm just kind of gutted. I don't think there's this is my first time on an Apex card, so I don't know if there's like a ceremonial or nothing, but I'm hoping we get to face off. So, yeah, I just want to just see the energy.
Yeah, you guys will face off. Just a couple outside of the fight. I mean, I've seen you've been doing the streaming stuff. How has that been like for you in terms of growth of your own personal brand and social channels?
Yeah, man. Streaming's just helped me just connect with the fans, connect with the fan base, show everyone, you know, how human I am as well. Like, people see me as this big, crazy athlete, but, you know, I'm human too. I'm a regular person that plays video games and just does normal day-to-day stuff, but I'm here in this position, and just because I worked really hard and I went for it, and if that can inspire someone or, you know, get someone to get after it, it's been cool. But it's been nice to have like quite a small fan base that follow me and stuff. I kind of recognize everyone that comes to my streams, and yeah, it's quite nice, especially before everything blows up, because I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time, and all I got to do is win.
So you know, a lot of fans too that maybe just don't know anything about fighting, come in, see this guy's a UFC fighter, and
yeah, for sure. Because I mean, there's some of these guys that meet on the game, you know, playing the game, and then they can't believe that they're playing with someone that, you know, does this. So yeah, it's a crazy life.
Awesome. Are those Oakley Juliets you got wearing?
Eye jackets.
All right. They haven't made those in a while, no?
Yeah. It's a new one, new version.
All right. I got a pair of Juliets. I haven't made those in a while. So
Yeah.
Cool to see someone else rock the Oakley.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Best of luck this weekend, man.
Cheers, brother.
Like you mentioned, you know, underdogs can pull it out. You know, how did you see that Kyoji Horiguchi? He was a big underdog going into that fight. You know, I guess that proves your point. You know, the underdog can show up on the night, and then the heart wins out, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I love the sport because the guy that's meant to win doesn't always win, you know, and you got to credit the people that are the strong favorites and can pull it off with all the pressure, you know. People like really put that pressure on them, and then when you start to look human in the cage, and, you know, everyone's like, oh, this guy's getting touched up, you know, that starts to play on a fighter's mind. They forget what they're in it for. They forget to fight hard and that you're still in it. Like, because you could be like 2 rounds down, but you're still in it. And they let the momentum crush them a little bit. So I feel like when I compare that for myself being a favorite, you just gotta stay in it. Gotta stay in it, man. No matter who we come across, I respect all my opponents. I treat every fight like it's a world title fight for myself, and yeah, it's just all the fights prior and all the big hype that you have, experiences. You train with this guy, train with that guy. None of that matters when you get to the octagon, because it's all about what happens right then and there. No one cares about your record. No one cares about nothing. It's about who is sharp and present in that cage on that night.
And you mentioned being back in the Apex. I believe the last time you were here was when you earned your contract for the Contender Series. So is it a little surreal coming into this building, and is it a little nostalgic? What were the feelings coming like back in here into the Apex? Yeah,
man, coming back here is just sort of full circle. Reminded me how far I've come. Back where, you know, this is where dreams are started, and it's just sort of, it's a real moment for me to really be here in this environment again and tap into that same mindset that I had when I was coming in. Like, you know, I'm here to prove myself, and now being the co-main, my first co-main, laid up on the card, it's another one of those things where I got to seize the opportunity and make myself known.
Like you said, it's a milestone for the career, but also you got to You remind yourself to stay hungry. Are you still as hungry as you are before you ever earned that contract?
Yeah, man, I'm hungry as, man. I'm in the trenches. I'm in the trenches every day. Everyone knows back home at CKB, I'm always in the gym. I'm like a workhorse, man. I just love it so much. I'm back in, and I'm active. I'm young. I'm making use of my youth, and my the healthy body that I have. I'm able to perform and get back in there and fight. And yeah, I'm just looking to outwork everyone, man. I'm looking to outwork everyone. The small marginal gains, build up over time. If you never stop, people can't catch up. So that's where I'm at.
And I know a lot of people look at your record and they look at your fight style. They see you as a striker primarily. But if somebody was to say that you're only a striker, would they be making a mistake?
Yeah, making a huge mistake. I mean, look at these ears, brother. They ain't painted on, So, I grapple more than I strike, which is funny. Offensively too. Like my coaches don't really want me to do it because they just get me to stick to the game plan and just stay out on the feet. But I mean, I always look over at my coach and I'm like, Coach, this guy feels weak, man. Are you sure I can't take him down? And he's like, no, just stay disciplined, stay where you're at. You're winning the fight. So, that's all it is. But man, I love to grapple. I grapple more than I strike. I've got the gas tank for it. Like, you see people that, they don't pull, when they finally go to pull it off in fights, they don't have the energy system built up because they don't train it. But I train it every day, and my energy system, my wrestling energy system is built in. And I know how to flow through the positions and when the right time to strike and to posture up and when to attack the submissions, and just the importance of the position and stuff that I'm in, and urgency, when scrambling. I'm very confident in my grappling. So, if this guy wants to take it there, man, I'm ready.
I was going to say, I'm sure any fighter would rather get in there 30 seconds later, get a knockout, but is there any part of you that wants to show that to the fans and show that to the others that you do have that skill set?
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves the finish, so that's always going to be my main priority right now is going to the finishes. But I always enjoy the ring time and just being able to show off my game. I think that's why, despite not making so much noise, the real martial artists can dissect my game and know that I'm making like a lot of skillful moves, and I'm very skillful in my approach to fighting. And we'll see where it goes, man, because whether he shows up and puts on the fight of his life or not will determine how long we go. So. Yeah.
And then last for me, just your keys to the victory. What needs to happen to make sure that you do get your arm raised on Saturday?
I think just staying disciplined to the game plan and what I've trained this whole camp. And just really stopping his momentum and matching the intensity right from the get-go, because he's going to look to put me on my heels and just need to be prepared for that. Sweet.
Talking about CKB, the high-profile gym that you train out of, City Kickboxing, one of your training partners, Carlos Olberg, of course, recently won the light heavyweight title. Can you talk about how, being that you're close to him in the gym, one of your training partners, how that may have energized and inspired you to be so close to somebody who has climbed to the peak of the mountain and now holds the title?
Yeah. No, I mean, I come into CKB right at the start of his UFC career. And so I was training alongside him, watching him go from fight to fight, taking his fight slowly and just sticking to his guns. And pretty much just watching his rise, and to finally be there for his last fight, his most recent fight for the bout, and him winning was just like, man, it's inspiration, complete inspiration. And it lets me know that I'm in the right place. I'm with the right coaching team, managers, and everything. I've got it all the outside stuff covered. It's just, for me, it's just getting in the gym and just listening to what I'm being told, and we'll get there. So, that's why I'm very patient. I don't really feel like I need to rush my way through the rankings. All I want to do is fight, and I think, I just got to let everything take apart itself. Being
in the co-main event here, there's obviously some added attention to this fight. Are Are you able to look ahead with a potential victory to scout out a few matchups or see where it is that you would like to go, or are you solely focused on the moment at hand?
Yeah, I mean, I'm focused on the fight that's right now. But yeah, I'm always looking around in the division and seeing who I can fight next, because I just want to fight and lock in a date. And that's how I got this fight. I was looking around and watching. Man, the division's all over the place at the moment. They got light heavyweights going up to heavyweight and middleweights coming up to light heavy. You know, the rankings are kind of like the top 15. Like most of the guys in there are like not even fighting. So yeah, it's just I don't know where I sort of marry up after this fight. But you know, whether it be unranked or ranked, I don't really care, to be honest. I just want to fight. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at, and I'm sure the matchmakers will set me up.
Last for me, you talk about discipline being a key to a victory in a fight here this weekend. Do you think that your opponent's somewhat wild behavior inside the octagon could lead to the opening that your discipline would be able to take advantage of?
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing I've noticed though about Ion, and in his most recent fights, he's actually been a lot more crisp and a lot tidier than his fight style was made out to be. So I'm looking forward to seeing a more sharper Ion too. I've noticed he's a little bit more methodical about his work in his most recent fights, and yeah, I think if he gets into that style of fight as well, then I can look to go to work and really start to let my shots build up.
Thank you so much. Best of luck.
Cheers. Sweet. All done. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Kyoji, welcome to Fight Week. How are you feeling?
Good. I feel a little hungry right now. Yeah, because can't wait, Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. How's the travel been out here? Obviously, coming from ATT down to Vegas, how was everything?
Yeah, but I'm get here a little bit early. Yeah, 2 days early. So feel good right now. Yeah.
Awesome. Obviously, big one for you this weekend. Manel Kape, guy you have history with over back in Japan. So what was your reaction to when they presented to you this rematch?
I'm really happy because this main event and also I have a good opponent, so I get really exciting.
Do you believe this fight should be taking place in Japan?
この試合を日本でやるべきだったかと思いますか？
It's okay, I don't care. Anywhere, anytime, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Obviously, it's been a while since your guys' first fight, back in 2017 when you guys fought under the Horizon banner, to now. What have you noticed from Manel? That he's changed. Where has he changed the most since that time? It's been almost 10 years.
Yeah, he's getting better everywhere. So, but it's a same, me too. I'm really level up a lot everywhere. Is striking and jiu-jitsu and wrestling. So I'm not scary about him, Yeah.
We know his most recent loss in the UFC against Muhammad Mokaev. The part that he struggled with the most was Mokaev's grappling. So do you think when you come in here Saturday night, you're going to be able to drown him with pressure on the ground?
Yeah, of course. I will do ground striking. Yeah, I use it everywhere. Yeah, everywhere.
And what sort of message are you looking to leave here? Obviously, this is a big one for you in terms of title aspirations as well, right? If you beat Manel, you're right up there for the title shot. Obviously, depending on maybe Pantoja coming back and stuff like that. So, what sort of message are you looking to set come Saturday night?
First, I will beat Cape Ass. So then next, I don't know who's a champion that time, but after that, I will get the belt soon. Yep.
I mean, you'd make history too. I mean, Ryzen, Bellator, UFC. Does that come across your mind at all?
Yeah.
ベラトールとライジンでベルト取って UFC でも取ったら歴史を作ることになりますが、それについてどう思います？気にしてるとかしてますか？
I don't have only UFC belt, so and also Japanese doesn't have a belt yet, so I want to make a history. Yeah.
Absolutely. And obviously, a lot of people know you've been in the UFC before. So do you think just the experience of you fighting, all over the world for a long time will play a big factor in going against a guy like Klopp? He's been around as well, but obviously you have the experience factor on your side too.
Yep.
経験をたくさん積んで、UFC で最初もそうですし、その後も世界で戦ってきて、で今 UFC 第2章が始まってます。で経験の上でケイブに対して多く持っていると思いますが、どうですか
？Of course, I have a good experience, a lot more than him. So I will use that experience, this fight, Yeah.
And you mentioned you want to beat Kape's ass. Is there still bad blood from the first fight?
Honestly, I don't remember that fight because, I got headbutt, Yeah. But anyway, I won. So this time also I will get win. Yeah.
Yeah. And given where you guys are in your careers right now, what is going to be the keys to get your hand raised come Saturday?
One more time.
Given where you both are in your career right now, what are going to be the keys for you to get your hand raised?
土曜日に勝利するための鍵となるものは何ですか？
鍵なんだろうな。 Mike Brown's advice to me. Yeah.
And what have you heard from your teammate Alessandro Pantoja? Right, I mean, it seems like whenever he's ready, he's gonna hop into the title fight. So how have the conversations been like with him?
Always, I talk to Pantoja. You are enemy. Something like that. You know. Yeah.
Obviously, I know it's all love, but has the energy been getting a bit more tense in the gym? Just knowing how
Yeah.
it could be any day now if you guys have to meet for the belt.
Yeah. Yeah. But first, I will be the Kape, you know. So after we will see. Yeah.
Best of luck this weekend.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Is the sport still as popular? Like you said, you want to be a championship, you want to take the belt back to Japan. Is the sport still as popular back in Japan as it has been in the past?
Yeah, of course. Japan getting better, more than popular, you know. Yeah, more popular. Yeah.
And what does it mean to you to get this headline event? You know, I mean, it's got to be, you've fought in big arenas, but this is a headline event. Are you very proud of this? And what does this mean for you? And what has your family said about this?
Family always say, doesn't matter, get a win, you know. Yeah. My family, always say that. And also, 何でしたっけ質問 Japanese 何でしたっけ
It was just about the family. Like, are they your family? One, proud. You answered a little bit about that about this, but also just the importance of headlining an event for yourself. What does it mean for you, like in your career and
メインイベントを務めることについて。
This is mean a lot because UFC main event, you know, I'm a happy fighter at the main event, and also good opponent. So I will make a more popular UFC in Japan. Yeah, I want, you know, yeah.
And I know you said you came out a couple days to get acclimated. Down in Florida, it's humid. It's very humid. Here, it's very dry and very hot. Have you been able to train outside, or are you staying inside? How are you adjusting to the weather out here? Because we are getting a lot hotter now out here in Vegas.
Yeah, just early get here, you know. So, and my lip is really dry right now. Yeah, but not that change, you know. The same thing, same as Florida here. Not a big difference, you know.
And then just one about the fight. Kape seems to like to start very quick, very strong. He tries to come at you very hard, very early. Is that what you guys are kind of expecting? Are you expecting him to do that? And if he does that, do you think he'll tire out as the fight goes on? And as the longer the fight goes on, does that play more into your favor?
ケイプが仕掛けてきた時の方が試合がしやすいのか、それともスローにスタートして長くいった方が自分の有利に働くか。
I have a lot of experience, so if he's coming really early, doesn't matter. If he's get slow, doesn't matter, you know. Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah.
And then last one, I know, like you said, the winner of this, you start looking at the title shot. Is a win enough, or do you want to have a big submission or a big knockout? Do you need to win big to make sure that you get that title shot?
Yeah.
Or is it just a matter about getting that win?
Yeah, of course, I want to get a big win and finish him. But, fight is a fight. Sometimes it's hard, you know. So anyway, I will get win. Yep.
What's the first thing you eat once you're able to eat?
Eat? After fight? I want a tonkotsu ramen noodle. Yeah, but I don't know. Here, Vegas have a good tonkotsu noodle. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I will try that. Yeah. Yep.
It's been 11 years since your last UFC main event. You fought April 2015 for the flyweight title. Your journey has been very long with a lot of experience, multiple organizations. Can you talk about that journey a little bit? Can you tell us about the life experiences along the way? And did you always see yourself finding your way back into the UFC, finding your way into another potential title consideration?
これちょっと難しいですね。日本語でもいいですか？
大丈夫。
まあ、どういう感じで説明すればいいですか？
この11年デメトリアス・ジョンソンとのタイトルマッチから11年間こうどういうふうに過ごしてきて UFC に戻ってきたのがタイトルをこう取れると思って戻ってきたと思うんですけど、
It's a little bit long story and harder to speak English, so I will is Japanese okay? Speak Japanese okay? Yeah. デメトリアス・ジョンソンに負けてで2試合ぐらいしてから1回日本に帰ることを決めて、まあ、それは本当に、まあ、もちろん UFC のそのなんだろうフライ級の人気がなかったっていうのもあるし試合もそこまで組まれなかったでそれと同時に、まあ、自分の師匠2人ががんになってしまってでまあそのタイミングで自分はちょっとそのがんになった先生方をこう応援したくて近くでファイトを見せたくて日本に帰る決断をしましたで、まあ、それから本当に、まあ、いい試合が見せられてでこっちに戻ってきてまあ来陣にいた時も、まあ、負けたりもしましたしまあ、いいストーリーを作れたのかなと思ってで今最終目標っていうかもともとの目標はやっぱり世界最強の選手になりたいと思ってたのでまだ手にしてないベルトを取りに、まあ、UFC に戻ってきたっていう感じですかね。はい。
It's a long one. So after I lost the DJ, I got the 2 fight in the UFC, but I decided to go back to Japan because at that time UFC flyweight was not like that popular now, and then also I couldn't have lot of fight at that time, and then also at the same time my mentors, 2 mentors, important mentors got cancers, so I wanted to fight close to them. That's why I decided to back to Japan, and I got a quite great fight there. And I also returned to the U.S. and then I lost some fight in Rising 2, but I got a great story about my career. Then my ultimate goal is getting being the best of all of the world, so I wanted to get UFC belt, which is the Ultimate Fighting Championship, is the pinnacle of this sport. That's why I came back.
Did you ever have any regrets leaving the UFC the first time around? Would you have done everything just the same?
UFC を離脱したことを後悔したことありますか？
まあそうですね。Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm a little bit disgusted. Yeah, but yeah, honestly, my karate teacher and Kito Yamamoto get cancer. So yeah, that time I went back to Japan, then showed my fight. Yeah, なんだろう。That was a good timing. Yeah.
He kind of like a regret, but it's a good decision for him, actually.
Last question, having trained at ATT for a number of years now, can you talk about the importance of your coach, Mike Brown, being in your corner?
Yeah, he knows everything about me. My bad way, good way, you know. And also, I'm not listen good, you know. No, never. Sometimes listen, you know. So, yeah, he made me more calm, give me a more confidence. Yeah, he's a very important my coach. Yeah,
Thank you so much. Best of luck.
thank you.
Are you ready for Manel to potentially do something on the weigh-ins? We know he always brings crazy energy to fight weeks.
何ですか? Always, I don't have plan. You know, after win, always, you know, something coming. You know, my in the head. You know, yeah. Thank you. Ah, やってあります。です。ありがとうございます。Thank you so much.
Jan, welcome to Fight Week. How you feeling right now?
Feel good, thank you.
What was the reactions like when you received the opponent, right? Very promising prospect in your guys' division.
Какая была реакция, когда ты получил это имя, потому что он серьезно двигается в вашем дивизионе вверх?
Я думаю, что вообще-то мне очень нравятся такие бои провести. Это и для меня очень хороший опыт, и шанс показать, что я что-то еще умею.
You know, honestly, I really like matchups like this because for me, this is a great experience, first of all. And second of all, it's a chance for me to show that I can still do a thing or two in here.
So it's going to be like a y'all must have forgot type of performance from you.
Будет, что вы, наверное, позабыли, с кем вы имеете дело, да?
Знаешь, я иногда чувствую себя как профессор в колледже, знаешь, и молодые ребята приезжают, и пройдут экзамен или нет, знаешь, ну, так будет, но я еще покажу, что я много умею.
You know, once in a while, I kind of feel like a college professor, and we got these young students coming in here, and I got to see if they're going to pass my test or not, you know? But I can do a thing or two, so I'll show you what I can do still.
So what's the test going to be like this weekend that the professor will give out?
Какой у него тест сегодня? Какой экзамен он должен пройти сегодня, в субботу?
Но идея в том, что профессор уже не тот, кто был. Я имею в виду, что у меня очень богатый багаж, у меня очень новые техники, так что новый стиль, можно так сказать. Так что я никогда себя не чувствовал так лучше, так хорошо.
You know, the thing is, the professor also learns and also evolves as he goes. So I'm no longer the same person that you used to. I also have a lot of experience behind me, but I also have a lot of new skills that I'm acquiring as I go. So at the moment, I can tell you that I've never felt as good and as ready as I feel right now.
Yeah, and kind of going off that, you mentioned you're evolving. I mean, your opponent was just in here, and he mentioned that. He said you've looked very crisp as of late. You look really nice in your recent performance. So what do you attribute all of that to?
Насчет этого как раз твой соперник сейчас здесь был, и он сказал, что да, он следит за тобой, что ты тоже очень сильно улучшаешься, новые навыки, новые скиллы, хорошо себя показываешь в последнее время. Почему так происходит? Почему у тебя до сих пор происходит эта эволюция в тебе как бойца?
Я всегда знал, что я могу больше. Я всегда знал, что что-то мне не хватает. И я, наверное, нашел это. И дай Бог мне здоровья. Я покажу всем, что я очень хороший боец.
I always knew that something was missing, that I can do much more than what I've done so far. And whatever that thing that was missing, I think that I have found it. I think I've solved the puzzle. And if God gives me health, that I can show you that I am actually a very good fighter.
Awesome. And obviously, you know, there's a difference in experience here. He acknowledges that too. So what will he run into come Saturday that he might have not, quite frankly, seen yet in his career?
Он тоже сказал об этом, что очень большая разница в багаже, как ты говоришь, очень большая разница в опыте. Каким образом это тебе поможет в субботу?
Я могу сказать одно. Я соперников никогда не выбирал. Кто мне дает, тем выступаю. И я, когда выхожу в бой, мне без разницы кто. Я до конца иду, так что готов там умереть, как многие говорят.
You know, I can tell you one thing. I have never chosen an opponent for myself. Whoever the UFC gives me, that's who I come out and that's who I fight. So I can tell you one thing. I'm not going to be moving back. I don't care who's in front of me. I never picked somebody who's in front of me. I'm going to go out there and, as they say, I am willing to die inside that octagon to get a with victory.
That's awesome. Another thing we talked about with him was, you know, he's ready for you to, you know, bring something to the face-offs, you know. So obviously, you know, you always do some crazy stuff. So are you going to do something this time around, or what are you planning?
Твой любимый вопрос. Он знает, что очень часто ты приходишь с каким-то сюрпризом или с каким-то фокусом или какими-то выборками на взвешивание и так далее. Стоит ли нам ожидать чего-нибудь от тебя интересного, фееричного?
Но чтобы вы знали, я люблю это делать. В общем, я люблю очень свою работу. И где-то 3 года я не люблю чисто свою работу, начинаю уже любить мои тренировки. Так что я очень хорошо себя чувствую. И не только делаю шоу, но уже я буду делать шоу в клетке. И так что много сюрпризов будет.
You know, I really love my job. I have to tell you that. I really love my job. In the last 3 years, it's not that I just love my job, but I also starting to really love the training process, the practice process. So there is a lot of surprises you can expect of me because I'm going to be doing my job inside the cage, outside the cage. You can expect a lot of surprises coming this week.
Awesome, can't wait. Finally, you mentioned that they're professor and student. What's going to be the key for the professor to take the student to school?
Ну и последнее, что ты сказал, что ему придется пройти экзамен от тебя, ты профессор, он ученик, он студент. Что покажет профессор в этом бою?
Но могу сказать, что у него будет очень трудный экзамен.
I can just say that he's going to have a really, really hard test to pass.
He's had a lot of success in the past of standing, but one thing we haven't really seen from him is his ground game, his defense on that. Obviously, that could be something that you're aiming for, but is there also the excitement of maybe taking somebody out in the fashion that they're good? Or are you planning on whatever opens up, that's the way that you go out there?
Он очень успешен в стойке последние пару боев, но мы не видели его на канвасе, да, мы не знаем, есть ли у него борьба, нет борьбы. Ты собираешься забороть его, или ты будешь искать любую возможность и даже хочешь переиграть его в своей собственной игре в стойке?
Раньше знаешь, было трудно, если соперник был в хорошем стойке, все такое, или в грэпплинге, но мне сейчас без разницы. Я в хорошем и в стойке, и в грэпплинге, так что я не думаю, что он сделал большой сюрприз. Мы его знаем, анализировали, знаем, как он будет работать. Ну, это бой. Посмотрим, что будет.
You know, before I had to really worry about whether the opponent is going to be really good at stand-up. I had to prepare for that, or if he's going to be good on the ground, that I'd be worried about the ground game. But now, this is not any longer something that I look at. You know, I'm a well-rounded fighter. I'm good at stand-up now. I'm good on the ground now. So I don't think that there's going to be much surprises that I'm expecting from him. We really studied him. We really dissected him. We know what he's going to do. We know how he's going to work, and we're going to be ready. And then, you know, a fight is a fight. Whatever happens, happens, but we're ready for all aspects of it.
I'm looking back at your record, and this fight week, I think it almost falls on the anniversary of 10 years of your first fight in the UFC. If you can think back to how different of a fighter that you were then to where you are now, and did you ever envision that you would still be doing this 10 years later?
Смотрю на твой рекорд, и получается, что этот бой в субботу, это почти день в день, 10 лет с твоего первого выступления в UFC. Если подумать вот тогда, тем бойцом, которым ты был 10 лет назад, мог ли ты представить, что через 10 лет ты все еще будешь здесь и все еще будешь сверху?
Я всегда верил в меня. Я думаю, все бойцы веруют в себя. Но это самое главное. В нашей работе не нужно, всегда нужно вставать. Так что я вижу себя еще 10 лет здесь.
You know, I always believed in myself. Every fighter should believe in themselves. Every fighter probably does believe in himself. And the most important thing is to show up, to continue to training, to continue to come in. You know, so 10 years ago, I don't know, but now I can see another 10 years for myself in the UFC for sure.
That's awesome. If you could go back in a time machine, what would you tell yourself 10 years ago to help you set you forward? If you could go back, what would you tell yourself, knowing all that you've been through in the UFC, the ups and downs, what would you tell yourself back then?
Если бы была машина времени, и ты мог вернуться 10 лет назад, что бы ты сказал тому бойцу, тому Иону, который 10 лет назад здесь был? Ты через столько всего прошел с тех пор. Если бы ты мог его на секундочку увидеть, что бы ты ему рассказал?
Есть такое, знаешь, я бы сказал себе, работай больше на технику и не убивай себя на тренировке.
You know, I would say, work on your technique more and don't kill yourself in practice.
Very good ideas. Very good ideas. I guess just, this will be your second fight of the year. Your momentum looks really good. Are you hoping to get another fight in before the end of this year? In the past recent years, it's been 2 fights a year, but if you get another quick finish, I'm thinking you're going to probably try to get another fight. Would that be ideal if you can get another fight in this year?
Это второй бой в этом году. Последние пару лет ты по 2 раза в год дрался. Если все пройдет отлично, если вдруг еще один быстрый финиш, готов ли ты еще один бой получить до конца года? У тебя вроде бы как скорость хорошая. Хотел бы ты еще до конца года подраться?
Да, конечно. Минимум 1 раз.
Yes, of course, at least one fight.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Иван Николаевич, и по-русски немножечко. Продолжая тему юбилеев, если я правильно посчитал, это не только 10 лет с твоего дебюта, это еще и 20-й бой. То есть ты, по сути, очень давно уже в UFC, но тебе всего 32 года. То есть где ты себя видишь? Ты сказал, что еще хочешь 10 лет. Ты реально видишь, что ты сейчас в середине своего пути в UFC?
You know, if we talk about numbers or anniversaries, not only is this the 10-year anniversary, but it's also, if I counted correctly, the 20th fight in the UFC. And with all that, you're only 32, so you've pretty much been in the UFC most of your career for a long time. So you did say that you want to go for another 10 years, but within these 10 years, what else do you see for yourself in these 10 years?
10 лет это немало, но для меня мало. Я имею в виду, что так очень быстро прошло время, и смотрю назад, много шансов у меня было стать кто-то, но сделал очень много ошибок, но сейчас я чувствую себя замечательно, и морально мой организм уже по-другому чувствует себя. Дай Бог мне здоровья, я еще вам покажу всем.
You know, 10 years is not that little of a time, but it's too little of a time for me. You know, I've been here for a while. There's been a lot of chances that I was given. I was given a chance to be somebody, to become somebody, and I made a lot of mistakes on the way here. But now, with health, if God gives me health, I will show you that I can do much, much more. I can show you what kind of a fighter I am.
И пара технических вопросов. Первое, будет ли снова в углу Сергей Спивак? И второе, будет ли выход под «Сдуб-шиздуб»?
And just technical questions. Are you going to have Sergey Spivak in your corner? And is your walkout song still going to be a «Ждуб-сти-ждуб»?
Серега не будет, к сожалению, но музыка та же, за все 10 лет.
Unfortunately, no Spivak in the corner, but the song is not going to change. All 10 years, same song.
Просто уточните, он не смог или что-то случилось?
Just to make sure, is he unavailable or did something happen?
Нет, просто он был занят, все такое. Ну, я даже не попробовал спрашивать, потому что, ну, есть и, как называется это, ну, быть как? Ну, чтобы, знаешь, видишь, что он не может. Если не может,
не,
да.
не тревожить его?
Да, знаешь.
И правильно.
Да. Ну, я такой, я думаю, что все в этой жизни ты должен быть добрым человеком. Ну, если я вижу, что человек занятой или, ну, как-то он не может, не нужно его беспокоить.
No, nothing happened. He wasn't available. He was busy most of my camp, and you know, you have to stay a kind person, and you kind of have to read the room. And if you see that a person is, you know, he's kind of got his own things going on, then you shouldn't try and bother him or try to annoy him and then, you know, pester him. I could tell that he wasn't there for this, so it's all good. There's nothing wrong. It's just that didn't want to bother him.
Да, я с Серегой очень хорошо дружу, мы очень хорошие друзья.
I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we're really good friends. Nothing happened. We have a really good friendship between us. Just he wasn't available.
Да.
Thank you.
Manel, welcome to Fight Week. How are you feeling right now?
Hello. Feel good. Thank you. Feel amazing.
Absolutely. You catch the Portugal game earlier today?
Yeah, we draw, nah? 1-1. Was a good game.
Absolutely. Well, shifting to the fight itself, right? Kyoji Horiguchi, a guy you have history with. So, what was your reaction like when they gave you the name?
Yeah, he's a good fighter. I'm happy to face him right now. Like I said before, back in the time, I didn't have any resource, the structure, what I have right now. I only was the fearless young kid, you know, with a lot of talent. I was a Ferrari in the wrong garage, you know. So right now, I have everything what I dream to have, everything what I need to be the better athlete, and to face him, you know, equally to equally. And one thing I can tell right now, I'm the side A and he's side B.
What have you made from his evolution from 2017 all the way until now?
He's being a great fighter, being a great champion back in the time. He possessed he possessed the speed, the timing, what he had. He had a unique style. He's a great athlete. I possess the power, I possess the timing, and I possess the speed as well. So he's going to be an interesting fighter. What I truly believe, I'm very positive that win is going to be at home.
You mentioned some of the things you possess yourself as a fighter. What are some other things you feel like you've evolved since your guys' first meeting up until now that you think will allow you to be victorious?
One thing I can tell about me, about my style, what you don't have, I have a lot of power for this division. And most of the thing, I'm very unpredictable. That's my main thing on my game. I can turn the lights on the first round, but this fight is a 5 round. If we have to go to the 5 rounds, I'll be happy to go. And take this victory back home, you know, make another statement, a brilliant and beautiful like I did last time, and then we're gonna see the next.
And obviously he's a guy that's good everywhere where the fight goes. So, come Saturday, let's say you find yourself in a position where, he deploys his grappling. How do you deal with that this time around?
Of course, I've been in this position before, and anywhere, one thing I can tell you, anywhere we go, I'll be very prepared, strategic, and fearless and cold to beat him.
Yeah. And what sort of statement do you feel like you need to set out against Kyoji this weekend? Do you feel like you need a great finish, or what do you feel like you need?
I need to beat him. I need to beat me. My focus is to beat him, and then if I feel that it's going too easy, I'll put on show. You know, like I did last time. I'll put on show. But my focus is in winning. I think the victories take care of everything, you know, and bring back home.
Do you think you can get to a point where your style, you're showing off style?
Definitely. Right now, one thing about me, I can tell you, I can do whatever I want, you know. I can do whatever I want inside the cage. I'm very confident on my abilities, on my skills. I don't underestimate him, never anyone. He's a great fighter, like I say, give the flowers, shout out. But I'm a different boy. I'm just too different.
Love it. And what are your thoughts right now on the title picture in your division, right? I mean, one would think that whoever wins here could be up for the title shot, but there's also Alessandro Pantoja, who, people think, comes back and could hop straight back into the picture. So kind of going off what I said earlier, do you feel like depending on what you do today, they'll just throw you in there? Or
no,
this weekend?
Honestly, to be honestly, I'm not thinking about this. I'm not thinking about this. That's not my focus right now. My focus is on Kyoji. Totally, my focus 100% on Kyoji Horiguchi. That's my main focus. About the title shots, this is another conversation after the fight. And I have to be here again, Saturday night, and then we can talk about the picture of the belt. But right now, that's not something that I'm interested to think.
No, that's awesome. Do you feel like he's the hardest guy out of the top ranked guys?
100%. That's why I pick this guy, so I can't scare another guys that's maybe gonna face the title. So if I face this guy, I didn't wait because I had the options to wait for the title shot. I pick a stronger opponent than both of them. So this just tell a lot about me, about how confident I am, about how I've been putting on work, and that I had the mentality of a champion. No matter who, I'll face.
Yeah. Do you feel like there will still be a little bit of bad blood left over from the?
No bad blood. There is no bad blood at all. We are different fighters. Back in the time, it was a different environment. It's a total different times. But I knew one day our path is gonna cross, and I was gonna be very, very, very ready and very prepared for him. That is right now. So right now I'm in a position where I can say I have everything to be the athlete what I am right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. You became big out in Japan, fighting guys like him and Kai and everyone you fought out in Rise. And do you feel like, is there any part of you that just wishes, this fight took place out there, or is it just business as usual?
It would be beautiful if we go there. It would be beautiful if we go there. That's one thing that was in my head when I fought Brandon Royval, beat him. I thought in my head that they're supposed to put me to fight for the belt, but guess what? They bet on wrong dog. They put Hyder. They want this market so much, and I'm gonna spoil that again, and show that if you want to go to this market, have to be through me.
Awesome. Whenever the UFC goes back to Japan, would you like to be on that?
Have to be through me.
Awesome. Best of luck.
Thank you.
When you go back to that time of when that first fight happened, I'm sure you were a very confident fighter then. You're a very confident fighter now. How different is the mindset and the experience of then
I was
to
very
now?
confident at that time.
You weren't confident?
I was very confident at that time. I was very, very confident at that time. I beat Yomakol, the title challenger at that time, Only training with my cousin, with no resource, nothing. Only me and him. And I beat him badly. I went to the semi-final with Kyoji Horiguchi, We have a fight toes to toes. I give you the most challenger fight on this tournament. And I give you the most challenger fight he had in Japan back in the time. And so, yes, my confidence always was there. Never was lack of confidence. Because confidence, you don't build, you burn, Or you have the heart of a lion, or you don't have, That is something I've been in very bad times, adversity. I never give up, always gone through, faith of God, and let it see where we put me in life. So confidence is something that you can tell Manel never had, From where I come from, there is no options to have no confidence,
What would you say is the biggest area of growth you've seen in your life from that time to now? Is it outside of just the skill set? Where do you think that you've felt the most growth within yourself as an athlete, as a man, anything during this time? Where have you seen the biggest growth in your life?
The biggest growth is when I have my daughter, when my daughter born, I just completely changed the person I am. You forget the things that you think that is important in a life, material anything, and you start thinking more about others, and you have a responsibility, you have something to take care, to give the future. So that's one thing I grow. I don't want more these things. I don't want this. Not real my goal, But you're just gonna understand when you have the things. When you have the things, you're gonna understand that sometimes don't mean nothing, but share it with the people you love, give to the people you love, is more important than anything.
That's awesome. When Kyoji was in here and we were asked sort of like, you both are different fighters since back then, but he thought that you both had growth in that time. Do you feel that your growth has been bigger in your career than what his growth and his fight style? Do you see that you've become a more well-rounded or better fighter than you've seen that his growth in this time period?
I see his growth. but I seen him slow down a bit, a lot too. Um, yeah, I had a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn. You know, from back in the time when you guys ask me about last time. Sometimes I'm like, I even don't think more about that time. It's already out of my reality. Sometimes people say you have to look in the past. I just look in the past to see where I come from and the things where I achieve. I'm not looking to the past to live the past. I look to the past like, wow, now I'm here. I'm grateful to that position where I am for the work I've been doing. And this was the things that make me happy. As a fighter, I grow so much. There is no words I can describe, the only thing I can say, besides my last fight, I'm very optimistic for the victory. I can feel the victory. I can smell it, and I'm going to be very prepared for that fight, Saturday night.
And last for me, I know in the past, people often think that you are going to be very explosive at the beginning, but wonder how well you will be in those championship rounds. How will you look if the fight is dragged out into those later rounds in this main event? How good will you look still in those later rounds?
So one thing that I can say, look in the past when we went to the third round for the final round, because in the Rising, there is no 5 rounds. It was getting tighter. So, and I can tell from his fight what I can say, because he possesses a lot of stamina for his game. He's very explosive. He always explosive position that drag his stamina down. So I can tell I'm very, very, very advanced on this position. And the fight's going to the 5th round. I truly believe it's going to benefit myself, So I'm looking forward to this 5th round. If no, like I say, I'm very unpredictable and I can turn the lights very early.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you so much, sir.
Manel, I've had a chance to speak with you off the record, and you're always cool, calm, very respectful. But when the lights get bright inside the octagon and sometimes on the microphone, you seem to flip a switch. You seem to turn it on. Do you feel that you shine brighter under the spotlight? And where does that come from? Where do you get that from? How can you explain that?
It's just me. Size kid, I always being a troublemaker, That's myself. I always try to be myself, never play any type of character. But I know how to use the mic. That's if the answer to your question.
Thank you so much. Best of luck.
You're welcome. Thank you, brother.
How you guys doing? Same size head though,
Sure, the confidence is the same, no doubt. Right, Hyder, first, I've been asking a lot of the fighters, the UFC just put on maybe the biggest event that they've ever done out there at the White House with the UFC Freedom 250. Were you able to watch it, and what were your thoughts on the performances?
I thought it was an amazing card. It was a great show of America. I thought it was great how they integrated the troops. It brought glory to the unsung heroes of our country, united us of every race, every culture. That was a beautiful day for America, and all the finishes and stuff like that, bro. I thought, salute right there. That was amazing.
Especially when we see a lot of favorites and underdogs pull the shots out. I think a lot of people nobody wants to ever consider Kyoji an underdog, but going in against Topuri, he was the underdog. But what did you have to think about the heart that he brought out and what he was able to do in that performance?
Bro, that just shows one thing about it. Like, I feel like Americans right there is American grit. It was tough. He was hitting the body, but you can hear JD's good body shots and just wore him out with just that grit. And this one thing, I grew up as a wrestler here, and this one thing is just out grit people, and that's kind of like what I do a lot of my fights. And a lot of people compare me and Justin Gaethje to be very similar. So, hats off to Justin Gaethje.
Yeah. Well, that's some good momentum to carry in if that's somebody that people compare you about. Let's just jump to your fight. How was camp and how was preparation coming in this week, and how's the body feeling?
I'm feeling great. I don't know if you saw my last fight. You know what? I lost my last fight, but I won something bigger. Yeah. They found out I was puking. I was fighting these stomach symptoms during the fight, and they found out I had an ulcer, a hole in my stomach with acid while I was fighting, pouring out, and that's why I was wincing and I was burning. And they puked after. I don't know if everyone saw, but and then I didn't know what was going on with me. And the doctors stuck a camera inside me, and they found my stomach, and they found an infection I had. And if I were not to get rid of the infection within a year or two, I would have got stomach cancer. And so I'm off the medications. I have and my last two losses, my last two fights, because of the infection I got from Mexico when I ate something. I was wondering where I had, all these symptoms, and I wasn't recovering well, and I was stressed, and I was 8 pounds light on both my last fights, also my both last losses, and I was wondering why I couldn't rehydrate. It's because my stomach was compromised. So I didn't know what was going on, so I made every sacrifice I possibly could for this year. I worked my butt off, but I did everything I possibly could, and I was still having these symptoms. And when the doctors found out, it cleared it, and now I feel so healthy. And I know I'm 36, but I can tell everyone, it's hard to feel old when this is the best you've ever felt. Yeah. And so I can't wait to Saturday. And I just know I'm really looking forward to, because I've been racing with a broken car for 8 months. My dad died, my best friend, my dog, everyone died in those 3 fights I had in 8 months last year, and I had the stomach infection. I had just craziness last year, and so I cleaned up my life, made it organized, got the infection gone, and I'm looking at this fight as, did Hyder Amil learn his lessons from last year? But also, I'm looking at this fight as I'm looking forward what it's like to race with a fixed car.
I can't imagine that, fighting even with just the external pressures, let alone some internal issues going on. I mean, so as that fight's going on and you're feeling that something's off, I mean, what are you telling yourself? How are you trying to compete? Are you just questioning what the heck is going on? And
there's a burning inside you. I'm like, what is that? And I'm between the first and second, I'm gagging. And I'm the Hurricane. I'm known for breaking people mentally, and my conditioning. So when I can't tap into my superpowers like Khabib, not wrestling, something's going on, And so, you know what? Christian Rodriguez is a very conditioned athlete. And so we're going to have a good time. We're going to fight. And I think it's skills pays the bills this fight. So let's see what happens.
I know there was, to jump to another fighter that dealt with a health issue for many, many years. I remember when Jim Miller was fighting with the Lyme disease, and he didn't realize how debilitating that it was for his body. But once he got rid of that and was able to figure it, he said he felt like his career was brand new, and he felt like he was able to just start afresh. Do you feel now, with your body back in check and your race car is ready to go, do you feel completely different than what you felt the last couple events?
My last fight, I had blood in my stool for 3 weeks.
Prior to the fight?
Yes. Prior to the fight, my first loss, I got in a car crash I had, my life was a mess. My dad, like, had so many people so close to me die, and I just thought I would bury myself in training and fighting, but you can't cheat your subconscious, you know? So anyway, I feel like this fight, it's, yes, maybe a brand new me. I don't even want to call it just a newfound, like a more found me, you know? I feel like everyone has that inside them. They just got to find it, you know? And I feel like more than anything, I'm just more aligned internally, physically, diet, athlete, and so focusing the first battle of this weight cut and good rehydration, and man, I'm just looking forward to Boogie Saturday. So
Yeah, and I know a lot of times fighters always say the camp is the hard part that sucks, and the fight night's the fun stuff. So I know you're looking forward to that. But now the physicality is good, mentally side of things, like you said, you mentioned you're going through a lot of things. How are we feeling upstairs? I mean, is the head clear? I mean, we feeling focused?
Crystal, and I feel sharp. Number one, the best feeling I can say is I just feel poised and just ready to do what I got to do.
You feel like nothing's blocking you, that everything is clear. Because when you're poised, things come to you, you're able to see the fight when it happens, right?
Yes.
So when you're getting the name, you're getting the Christian Rodriguez, you know, what were your initial thoughts on him? Where is he dangerous? What are you sort of expecting from him?
Well, I'm good friends with Raul Rosas. That's his first fight, first loss. But he's up a weight class, so I want to get back for my homie. But I'm just, you know what? He has a lot of, he's very good transitioning in all aspects of MMA, really good grappler, very well conditioned. And number one thing, he's very composed. And that's a person that's very mentally strong. And that's what I really actually like about this fight. And that's what makes it actually a challenge at the same time. And that's why I look at this fight as, and I honestly think UFC wants to see, did I learn my lessons? Because if it could be a wild war, like I usually like to make it, but also if you see my other fights, I can also do some other stuff, and I want to show some other stuff.
That's awesome. And you did mention, you know, coming in on a couple losses, so is he. You know, does that add any extra pressure? Granted, you were dealing with other things that kind of added into those losses, so that you might not be wearing on your mind as much, and they might not feel pressure for them because there were external things going on. But is there any extra pressure coming into this fight? You know, a lot of times fighters see a couple losses, they think, oh, 3 might be the number where I get the call and I'm let go or whatever. Are you feeling any extra pressure? Are you putting any extra pressure on yourself?
You know what? The pressure will always be there. I actually like it. So, you know, like you don't want to have 30 losses, or who knows, they might cut you. But that's just part of the whole thing, you know? So I don't let things hold me back. I just focus on the task at hand. And I always fight like a savage, like 100%. So I don't question myself. I just stick to the plan. And honestly, the contender felt like a whole lot of pressure, because whether you win or not, and honestly, I had food poisoning also on the contender. So I had this stomach. They said they might have had this most of my life. Wow. And I got infected. So now I'm telling you, I don't think I've had a UFC fight where I hadn't had like some kind of issue, you know? So I'm looking forward to this fight. I want to see what I can do in the spotlight and see if I can, if I made my corrections.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I guess last for me, your keys to the victory. What needs to happen to make sure that your arm raised on Saturday?
You know what? If I focus on my preparation, everything's gonna work out. That's just how I look at it. That's the only thing I can control. So I focus on my preparation. I come in there nice and centered and just ready to boogie and just be just aligned with myself, and I'm gonna make it happen.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you guys so much.